As you may know, today Governor Greg Abbott announced that all Texas public schools will remain closed for the remainder of the school year, a decision that we in Fort Bend ISD also made earlier this week after much consideration and discussion with our Board of Trustees. I want to share an update on several topics today, as I know there are many questions about what this means for our students and staff. First, I just want to reiterate that I'm very proud of how we are all joining together to support our students' social emotional needs during this time of crisis. We've also taken into account our staff's social emotional needs, which is why I continue to reinforce the idea that we want to be good and not perfect. As our families are navigating the online curriculum and instruction, we know it's stressful for kids, stressful for parents, it's stressful for staff, many of whom are delivering instruction for other people's children while they're having to be responsible for helping their own children keep up with their schoolwork. If you are struggling to keep up with schoolwork due to your own family situation, it's important that you communicate with a teacher, school counselor, or administrator. We are here to assist you as you help your students continue to learn and grow. I'm very proud of the fact that we have our counselors, social workers, and other members of our social emotional learning team making direct contact with kids daily, because we know that our students who've had challenges before the virus continue to have challenges, and many students who did not have challenges are experiencing difficulties today due to the stress of the situation. If a child needs mental health support, or if you're a parent and you see stress in your child, please reach out to your campus. We will make a direct connection so that your child can visit with a counselor. Since we will be continuing online learning for the remainder of this school year, it's extra important that our students continue to engage in online learning. It's not optional. It's required learning. Students will be given assessments. They'll be given a grade, if you will, at the end of the term that says if they met standard or did not meet standard. Even though we're not issuing grades, the learning is still important because that's what we're here for anyway, to learn and to grow. So we do expect students to continue to engage. This includes our graduating seniors because learning never stops. I've heard from some parents that the online learning experience is not rigorous or challenging enough for their students. It's important to understand that while we are still providing education during the pandemic crisis, the learning experience will look and feel different. We're not expecting our students or teachers to spend the entire day doing school activities. That is not realistic. We are striving to teach students fundamental skills and knowledge, high priority standards that serve as building blocks for future learning. Teachers are expected to address the unique needs of each learner, just as they would on any school day. This means they're able to provide more advanced lessons for our GT learners or those who are highly motivated, as well as providing resources to support our struggling learners. We are doing our best to keep students learning, but we know the online learning experience is not for everyone, and some students will experience gaps in their learning from missing the last 9 weeks of classroom instruction. We are already planning to help close those gaps when students return to class, hopefully in August. For parents, we expect you to make every effort to assist your child, to support them to the best of your ability. And I want to go back to what I said about the subject of social emotional needs and mental health of our students and their families. That is still our highest priority. We know it's challenging, we know it can be stressful, but I keep asking parents and our students, do your best. I also have information to share regarding fine arts and athletics programs. Prior to today's announcement by the governor, the UIL suspended all athletic activities and practices through at least May 4th. Now that the governor has officially closed schools through the end of this year, I feel certain the UIL will suspend athletics for the remainder of this year too. Many families have asked about cheer tryouts for the 2021 school year. We're currently working on a plan to conduct tryouts in a way that demonstrates appropriate social distancing while allowing students the best opportunity for fair competition. You can expect to hear information about these plans from your campus administration by May 1st. The UIL Region 13 Music Executive Committee previously canceled all remaining fine arts activities for this year. However, we will conduct the annual FBISD Baber Awards for theater students in an online format. I understand how disappointing these cancellations are for our students. It's just one more way this school year has been disrupted. And I'm sorry to have to deliver this news because I know our fine arts organizations and athletics teams represent family and community to many of our students. I join you in looking forward to continuing all these activities when we return to school in August. During this time of online learning, it is important for our families to know that we want to keep our students engaged in developing their artistic craft. While students enrolled in elementary and middle school fine arts courses will not receive a grade during the final grading period, it is important that students actively participate in activities outlined in the Schoology online courses for these subjects. Over the next few weeks, students at all levels will continue building the skills necessary for future success in their artistic discipline, as well as learn audition and portfolio requirements for placement next year at the middle and high school levels. This includes students in band, choir, orchestra, theater, and art. Additionally, information will be shared by your school principals and fine arts teachers very soon, so please be on the lookout for that information. When we discussed FBISD's response to the pandemic with board members earlier this week, a top priority was making sure that seniors are able to finish their year in the best way possible. Unfortunately, we will not be able to hold graduation ceremonies in May as scheduled. We are looking at dates in July for that ceremony, and we will announce those dates by April 24th. If anything happens and we're unable to conduct graduation in July, we will schedule a virtual ceremony to provide some type of graduation. But we're shooting for a live graduation in July. Seniors, if we are able to conduct graduation in July, we will also schedule an opportunity for your last class gathering, whether that be a senior walk, senior slideshow, or other school tradition. Any event of this nature will be scheduled around the same time as graduation. Currently, we're working to cancel proms, fine arts trips, and other events scheduled for April and May, and we're seeking full refunds from the vendors who are hosting those events. And as soon as the money is refunded to the school, we will provide refunds to the students. That would include any senior activities that were scheduled that will not be held. If we get a full refund, students will get a full refund. If we get a partial refund, students will also get a partial refund. But we're determined to do everything we can to get the money back to the students as soon as possible. If any of these events are rescheduled in the future, students will be able to sign up and pay for those events at that time. The school year will end as scheduled on May 28th, and there are many other end-of-year activities to be considered, things like award ceremonies, banquets, returning textbooks, cleaning out lockers, cleaning out desks, all of those kinds of things. It's likely that some of the banquets and award ceremonies will be rescheduled at a later time when it is safe to gather in larger groups, and some campuses will hold online award ceremonies. Likewise, we expect campuses will plan some type of year-end activity for 5th graders or 8th graders who are transitioning. Some of those things may be held in June or July or later, maybe even the beginning of the next school year. Above all else, we want to make sure that it is safe to gather in larger groups before campus schedule any in-person events. We're developing plans to invite each family to the school to clean out lockers and desks. These plans will include well-thought-out protocols and be done in smaller groups. Details will be provided by your teacher or campus administration by May 15th. And as shared by the governor today, we will also provide teachers and staff limited access to schools for the purposes of cleaning out rooms, or perhaps even leading virtual instruction. At this time, we expect to make decisions about summer programming in mid-May. This includes summer learning and extended learning camps. It's very possible and likely we will do some form of summer school with our students, even though it also may be online. Our students who need summer school will be contacted by their campuses to provide information about that opportunity. I know many of our students participate in online classes through other organizations to earn high school credit that is then added to their Fort Bend ISD transcript, and those opportunities will continue as usual. Looking ahead, know that your public school district is planning for the near term, the midterm, and for the long term. Even with the current uncertainties, you can continue to expect that we're going to provide real-time communication to the best of our ability to keep you informed. What that means is we're now making plans for the near term. How are we going to end this year now that we've decided not to return to our buildings? How online learning will grow and expand during the coming weeks through the last day of school. I'm excited to see that the learning process has gotten smoother each week. As I shared earlier, we do plan to end school on May 28th as scheduled, so there is a finite end to this school year. Midterm planning will address summer programming and extended learning opportunities, as I've already discussed. Then, the long-term planning will get into the 2021 school year. Will it be necessary to revise the school year calendar? How will we make sure students receive proper interventions to close gaps created by the current school closure? We have many decisions to consider and will keep you updated along the way. In closing, let me say this. We are all in this together. Supporting the many needs of our students takes all of us. I am proud to be a part of this Fort Bend ISD family where we know how to work and succeed as a team to care for the well-being of our students, both academically and social-emotionally. I'm proud of our staff. I'm proud of you parents. I'm proud of our students. You are making the best of a very difficult situation, learning, thriving, and growing together.